Guest this morning reminded me that I forgot to introduce myself. So my name is Craig Sharton, and I am a long-time downtown revitalization advocate. I've had multiple roles throughout the years in revitalization. But currently I work for the Downtown Fresno Partnership part-time, and I'm coordinating the communication between the merchants, the property owners, the city, and the contractor. But I also worked for the city when we put together this plan, the legal plan, the physical plan, and got the grant money to actually get the project going. And then between working for the city and this, I had a pub on the Fulton Mall called Peeve's Public House. That's Peeve. And I've put together investors. These two buildings I put together the investors for and managed them in the 90s. And someone else was reminding me earlier, in the 80s I tried to get the new City Hall, instead of going to P Street, to move to Fulton Street. And I tried to get UC Merced to not, when they were still looking for a site, to pick UC Fulton Mall. So I'm kind of a broken record in believing that the people of Fresno and the San Joaquin Valley's children deserve the same quality of life amenities that everyone else in California does, and that includes living in a place with a healthy, vibrant downtown core, right? That's what drives me.
Craig, what years were you city councilman?
87 to 91. You were just like in third grade. But yeah, long time ago. We were in the, I never actually was in the new City Hall. I mean, as a council member, I was in the old one. So when I show pictures of it, I always show black and white, you know, because that's how long ago it seemed.
That's when you were in third grade, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah. Becky had to school me. All right, so this is Kern Street. Kern Street, one of the real flaws in the Fulton Mall design is that in most of the pedestrian malls, even when they closed the main street, the cross streets were open, so there was at least some circulation. And we were the only one to really close the main street and all of the side street, cross streets. So this one won't go all the way through because we have a baseball stadium there. So this will look very much like the pedestrian mall, which is kind of nice that we have pieces where you can really see what it looked like. But so there will be circulation coming from Kern and Fulton this way. Over to our left over here, you can see one of the mosaic benches that is being placed. If you remember the mosaic benches on the mall, they were, how would you say, sort of perpendicular to the storefronts, which meant that there was a large visual block. And one of, again, the flaws of the mall was that once they realized it was going to be concrete storefront to storefront, they filled it up with landscape and art and design, which sounds really good, but if you can't see through an area, it can appear scarier to you than it really is, because our brains will say, if I can't see what's on the other side of something, let me just assume something bad is there and I'll avoid it. So if you know the way, see the way that they're laid out now, you still have the beauty of the bench being there, but because it's on a diagonal, you can see through it more going either direction. So trying to take things we've learned over the last 50 years and incorporate them into the new design. This building is privately owned. Same building as the Security Bank building, so of course we hope that there is more activity, more foot traffic, that the property owners start to find new uses for old buildings. That's what we've seen happen in other downtowns. We've talked about this on past walks, but that whole yellow area is a false front. So behind that really great arches and really cool, like industrial small windows. So if that were to be taken down, you can see there's an arch through that corrugated plastic that's up there. And that was actually where the front of the building was, that entry. I'd encourage you to go online and Google Gottschalk's building postcard. There are some really great old postcards, as well as some of the other Facebook pages like For the Love of Downtown Fresno, Fresno's Past, yeah. So there are a lot of good sites out there, but I mean, this is it's a kind of a cool building, but it was kind of done with more of an Art Deco theme. It's much more of a classic design once you have the facades restored. And it also makes that upstairs space much more usable when you have the natural light coming in. With these facade changes, they really block the light going into the top floors, which makes them less usable, which means we have fewer people downtown because the spaces aren't really usable for anything. So that's a full-scale department store size space. It's very open, very tall ceilings, so it could be put back to a use pretty easily. You really also see the different kinds of lighting right here. So there are several different heights of lighting, so you'll get more pedestrian scale lighting, as well as the Cobra lights up on top here, which are much more lighting up the street for cars. But something in a downtown, you want light coming from a lot of different angles, so you don't get the shadows or darkness or anything. You want things to feel good. In downtown, we talk about security being eyes on the street. And really what lighting does is it allows your eyes to see better and further, so, and well into the night. So the more that you can see, the safer you feel and the safer you are, and the more often you're going to come back and have a good feeling with it. So to start to really see through here, even in the last week, we're only a few blocks away from most of the fencing coming off over here as well. So it's starting to open up. Yay!